Relationships are meant to be long lasting, but these days, betrayal, cheating, extramarital affairs are so common. It destroys the beautiful relationship. Two pure souls falls apart. Hello, my dear ones. I'm Dr. Kashika Jain. I'm clinical psychologist. In this video, I will talk in detail about extramarital affair. Why a person go outside of marriage and feel committed to the other person and cheats his or her own partner. What are the foundation reasons of this cheating? But before I explain, I want you to download my mobile app. Just type my name, Dr. Kashika Jain. You will find my mobile app. Download it and start doing breath work, experience meditations. Because if you are going through this phase, you need relaxation. Now let's understand. A person step out from his marriage due to three reasons: when his physical need, his emotional need, or sexual need are not fulfilled. Maybe all the three needs are not fulfilled, or maybe one or two needs or need are not fulfilled. Understand, I'm not gender biased. I'm not talking only about males. I am talking about both the genders. Doesn't matter you are a male or female. If you are dating someone and you are already married, so surely any one, two, or all three needs are unfulfilled. I have seen so many cases. My clients approach me and they share their stories with me. Let me take the example of one of my clients. She is 35 years old and she came to me because she was having depressive feelings, and also she was so anxious, fearful about what if my husband get to know about my affair. So she was fearful, anxious, and she was experiencing depression. She came to me and she shared her story that her husband doesn't give her time, doesn't appreciate her, and also in bed, he doesn't perform well. He always remains in hurry. He's a kind of selfish person, always thinks about himself only, doesn't care about her feelings. All this she shared. And then she met a man and she got attracted to that man. And gradually they came close and became friends and then started relationship and became physical. Everything was going smooth. But after some time, that person also started maintaining distance and she got panic. She was so disturbed. What happened? She was again and again calling him to know the reasons why he's maintaining this distance. All this were happening with her and she was so disturbed that she went out from her marriage and she did all that stuff. So a little kind of regret sometimes that feeling mixed with the guilt, and sometimes lots of insecurity. What if the other person now leaves her? What will happen? Or what if my husband knows about my relationship? How he will react? He will give me divorce. What will happen to my kids? What will happen to my own life? How my parents will react? How society will react if anyone gets to know about her status of this cheating. So she was so fearful, anxious. She also shared me that after talking to that another man, everything now again going smooth. They are again close and sharing a good bond, and that person appreciates her, that person supports her and gives quality time and all, and she's happy. So she's happy with her emotionally, physically, sexually, in all means. And also that person pamper her by giving gifts, compliments, and take her to the small trips. So whatever were her needs, that another man was fulfilling. But her own husband were neglecting all her needs. So that's why she stopped feeling close to her husband, and she also started making excuses to maintain physical distance, and she was fulfilling her duties like cooking food, managing his clothes, doing household works, but she was no more close to her husband. She was just living with him by the sake of living, just because of society, because of family, because of kids. But she was now completely disconnected from her husband and was very deeply connected to that another man. So this was the one example. Another example of a male. He came to me with a guilt that I'm cheating on my wife, but it's beyond my control because my wife is so aggressive. She doesn't respect me. She doesn't fulfill my sexual needs. She doesn't respect me, and also she fights with me on daily basis because she has problem with my parents, and now I am fed up of all these things. And when I don't listen to her, because she says never talk to your parents, and it's not possible for me not to talk to my parents because I have responsibility towards them. So I will definitely talk to them and I will fulfill my responsibility. How it's possible not to fulfill my responsibility as a son? So it's not possible, and she remains annoyed. She fights on daily basis and she doesn't fulfill my sexual needs. She says, if you don't listen to me, if you keep talking to your parents, I will not fulfill your sexual needs. So that man was very disappointed. He felt disheartened because he was not getting what he wants to get from his wife. So he came in contact of a lady who was working in his office, and they came close and then became good friends, and then finally came into the relationship, and then they got physical and the relationship was going smooth. But that man, because by heart he was good, so he on and off was feeling guilt of cheating his wife. Although one part of him was very annoyed with that lady who was his wife, but one part of that man was guilty conscious. So he came to me to release his guilt, and he wanted to seek the advice what to do, because he feels really good when he is with that woman, because that woman is so respectful and understands and always say parents are important and you need to fulfill your responsibility as a son. Your wife is wrong, and she also fulfills my sexual needs, or also take care of me, ask me did you eat the food, and also help me in my work to grow. So those were the reasons to feel deeply connected with that another woman. So by these two examples, understand these three basic pillars like sexual need, financial need, or emotional need are the main reasons of stepping out of your own marriage and becoming closer to someone else. So let me quote another example of a woman. she came to me and shared with me that my husband is so miser and he doesn't want to spend money on us. He doesn't fulfill my small wishes. If I want to buy something, he always says, "You have so many things. Why to waste the money?" He doesn't bring any gift for me. He only spends when it comes to food. But when I want to buy something, he always discourage and always blame me that I demand a lot. And also, he is a man who is satisfied in very less. He is not progressive at all. But I want to live a luxury life. I want to fulfill my dreams. But he is not fulfilling my dreams. Rather, he is not even trying to grow financially. He is somehow in a stagnant phase and he says, "We are living, we are eating food, we have clothes, we have shelter, that's enough. Don't think so big. If you have so many big wishes, go and work or find another man." And he used to say all these things. Lots of time I got so fed up and finally I met a man who is financially sound and very progressive. He is rich. So I got attracted to him and also he accepted me as his friend and now we came into a relationship. He gifts me, he pampers me through gifts. He made me buy good clothes. He made me buy a ring as well. He appreciates me. He gives me emotional comfort. He gives me lots of things. And he always says, "We are here to grow each day." He validates my feelings. He validates my wishes that I'm not thinking too much. I'm not so demanding. My demands are valid. My demands are basic. So he fulfills my demands and I fulfill his needs because he needs sexual comfort and I need financial comfort. So we both are living with each other. We both are maintaining a good relationship because I am fulfilling his need and he is fulfilling my needs. So that's, how this relationship starts. It's a kind of exchange. You fulfill my need and I am fulfilling your needs. So I have seen so many cases. So mostly the base of any extramarital affair is any of three or all of three. So understand, no matter what your reason is, you're on a wrong path because for some time it will look like a very rosy land, but after some time when the charms fades away, you feel even more miserable. And that happens with most of the people. I have seen so many cases where people came and report this symptoms of depression, anxiety, guilt, and after continuing a extramarital relationship for months, for in some cases years, even the 6-7 years, eventually that relationship come to an end and the person who is in suffer zone, means one ends the relationship and other still wants to continue the relationship, that person suffers a lot. They feel more miserable and they feel so shame. They cannot blame anybody because they feel shame. They cannot confess their feelings. They cannot blame that person openly because everything was hidden. They know they were also mistaken. So how can they blame some other person? But it feels so painful, so depressing. Living with the guilt, unnecessary craving for that toxic relationship. It feels like trauma bonding. That person is now not valuing you, stop valuing you, and like a kind of maintained a distance. Even then, you want to talk to that person. You want to go back to that person. That person is now rejecting you, abusing you, blaming you, shaming you. Even then, you feel like that, oh, that person is my biggest support. I cannot live without that person. And all these feelings troubles you, haunts you deep inside, but it feels difficult to move on. It feels like that you are now habitual of that toxic relationship, which was not toxic in the beginning, but that was for a purpose. And once that purpose is fulfilled, now one person feels, now I'm filled with my purpose, then they plan to leave you gradually. Because the other person cannot accept you, because they feel if they leave their family because of you, that's not right. And it feels really difficult for them to give equal value to you, equal support to you, because these kind of relationships are very hard to maintain for a long time. Because as the relationship grows, you feel so close to someone, so you start revealing your true self. And unknowingly, when you show your true self, other person got to know about the reality. Okay, you are more or less same as already they have person in life. Then that love bombing converts into the fighting, complaint, blame, shame, lots of demands. And gradually that person again feels fed up, and you start falling apart. And that relationship has so many now rifts, so many complaints, patches, and it feels difficult to maintain that. So usually, mostly, females are the victim of these kind of relationship, because that relationship sometimes on purpose. Because many males, to fulfill their sexual needs, they look for the target for the females who feel deprived of emotional support or financial support. Then they catch those kind of women's and start fulfilling their financial need, start fulfilling their emotional needs, and those women's become the victim. And when person fulfills his sexual needs, then they start maintaining the distance from the women. So mostly females became the victim, but it's not so that male cannot become the victim, but the percentage is less in males. Because when a female get attracted to a man who is fulfilling her needs, then she feels obsessed with that man, and it feels very difficult for a female to leave that man. And she starts compromising, she starts giving her 100%. Even then she feels unable to maintain that extramarital relationship, so she easily falls down into the depressive state, and that gives her lots of misery, and she feels very guilt and stuck, and feel very difficult to come out of this depressive phase. But that was that person's choice. Doesn't matter who is suffering. That relationship started with purpose and with choice. And when you do something wrong, you suffer with lots of these kind of consequences. Now, whatever has happened has happened. If you were into a relationship or still continuing a relationship, just be aware about the consequences. If you are bearing the consequences, you are already aware. It's time to take care of yourself. And if you are in relationship, then be aware. These kind of negative consequences are waiting for you to hit you hard. So withdraw yourself and take back your control. Do meditate every day. Do breath work. Counsel yourself. Understand yourself. And tell yourself the negative consequences of maintaining this relationship. Eventually it will come to an end. So aware yourself. If you are already a victim of that, I suggest you to watch my video, How to Overcome from Breakup Trauma. I recently uploaded a video which so many people liked. So if you want to overcome from breakup trauma, then go and watch that video. That's all for today's video. I will see you in the next video. Take care, my dear ones, and remember to like this video, to subscribe my channel, and leave a beautiful comment for me. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.